What do you mean by total cost? Total cost means the cost incurred to manufacture a product, that is called total cost. Flexible budget, when we go for it, we are supposed to have the accurate numbers. Variable cost per unit will never change. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for the 18th session. Now in this 18th session, I'm going to teach you about flexible budget. Which budget? Flexible budget. Now here students, to know about flexible budget, how to go with a flexible budget, the calculation, the formula, the equation, and how to get the answer, I'm going to give easy steps. Let's go like one by one. We will understand each and every topic here. The first one, to prepare flexible budget, one should always know that there is something called total cost plus profit is equal to selling price. What is it? Total cost plus profit is equal to selling price. When we go with this equation, please understand, what do you mean by total cost? Total cost means the cost incurred to manufacture a product, that is called total cost. Now, nobody will actually give the product whatever he has made for the same thing. Will he give the selling price? Chances are very less. Sometimes when he can't make more profit, what happens is whatever the cost is incurred, he'll actually sell it. But rare cases. Let's not go with those rare cases. Let's think about business is making profit or business is making losses. Now understand, total cost is divided into two major parts. One is total variable cost. Total variable cost. One more is total fixed cost. You have two of the. One is total variable cost, another is total fixed cost. When we go with total variable cost, what is this? The cost which will vary, the cost which will change, we call that as total variable cost. And total fixed cost means the cost which will not change. This is called total fixed cost. Now in total variable cost, we have two items. That is 100% whatever you do, it will change. That is called 100% variable cost. In the meantime, you have something called here, there are two things. One is 100% whatever you do, it will not change. 100% fixed cost. Now here understand, 100% variable cost, it will change. Like your raw material, direct labor, all these things will change. The wages, everything will change. Now 100% fixed cost, your salary, all this rent, everything is what? 100% it is fixed. It will not change for that particular year. Now understand, what is this two things here? We call this as semi. What is this? Semi. Semi-variable cost, semi-fixed cost. Semi-variable cost, semi-fixed cost. That means there is few of the items where both the items are given, both the costs are given. That is semi-variable and semi-fixed. But the logic here is, if you add semi-variable and semi-fixed, you should get 100%. Say example, one of the costs which is 20% semi-fixed. That means what? 80% it is variable. Same way, if it is given in the problem, that is 40% it is semi-variable. That means how much is the semi-fixed? It is the 60%. Hope you got this equation now. That is total cost plus profit is equal to selling price. Now total cost is divided into two. One is total variable cost, another is total fixed cost. In total variable cost, we have 100% variable. That means it will change. Whatever happens, it will change. And one more is semi-variable. That means there are few other things. That is, semi-variable is there means semi-fixed is also there, because both if you add, you should get how much? 100%. If you get 80 here, it should be 20. If you get 60 here, it should be 40. Now in total fixed cost, what happens? We have cost which is 100% fixed. Whatever happens, it will not change. Sir, what is the example of semi-variable cost and semi-fixed cost? Go with your electricity bill. Now minimum you are supposed to pay 300 or 400 given by the JESCO or CISCO. Now what exactly you are supposed to do? Minimum, that is called fixed is there. Plus how much you use, the more you are using, what happens is you are supposed to pay more. If you are using less, you are supposed to pay less. There is a variation, isn't it? Why? Because there is a mixture of semi-variable cost and semi-fixed cost. Say example, right? In the month of Jan, you were there in your house. The current bill was 800 rupees. In the month of Feb, you are not there at all. Now the current bill is say 300 rupees. Now what is this variation? Now understand, here only the cost is there. Fixed, you are supposed to give a fixed amount whether you use or you don't use. That is the fixed cost. Now here what happens, if you understand 300 will be the fixed. Now what is the remaining amount? That is the 500 is what? The variable cost. So current bill gets a kind of combination of total fixed cost as well as total variable cost. That is a semi-fixed cost as well as semi-variable cost. Say your postpaid bills, again you have a combination. Minimum you are supposed to pay, that is fixed, that is semi-fixed. Now the way you use more, what happens is you are giving more money. The way you use less, you are paying less money. But there is a variation, that is called semi-variable cost as well as semi-fixed cost. So hope you got this, students. Now sir, why is that you are explaining this to us with flexible budget? Now to know the pro forma of a flexible budget, please understand, firstly what we do is we need to add or we need to enter all variable costs. This is the first criteria. This is the first criteria. Plus you need to add the semi-variable cost too. Now when you add this 1 and 2, what is that you will get as total variable cost. Denote this as A. What is that you should do? You need to denote this as A. That means variable cost plus semi-variable cost, that is called total variable cost. Now understand. Next you need to go with this. This is the third one. Add fixed cost with semi-fixed cost. Denote this as 4. Now 3 plus 4, you get this, that is called B, total fixed cost. Now you need to add A plus B, that is what you will get here, total cost, that is C. Cost, now if you get profit in the problem, you need to add the profit, you will get the selling price. Selling price. Hope you got the flexible budget pro forma. What is that you should do? Firstly, you are supposed to write the variable cost, which is 100%. Add with semi-variable cost. Now 1 and 2, if you add, you will get A. Now what is that you should do is write the 100% fixed cost. Now in the problem, you don't have 100% fixed cost. No issues. You have semi-fixed cost. Even if you add that, you get total fixed cost. Denote that as B. Now A and B, if you add, you get C. Now, if in the problem you have profit or selling price, see, if you have profit, you will add cost plus profit and you get selling price. Supposingly, you don't have profit, you have selling price. The question itself is giving you the selling price. That means you got the cost, leave a space for profit calculation, write the selling price. Now, selling price minus total cost, you get profit. So, this is what the pro forma of your flexible budget is. Now take down in your notes that pro forma, how exactly it looks like. Now in the flexible budget, when we go for it, we are supposed to have the accurate numbers, the capacity on which the people will manufacture. See, gone are those days when people used to manufacture how much ever they were they had that capacity of. Now what people are doing is they'll check that how much the customer want, only that much they will manufacture. That's why the pro forma of flexible budgets look like this. One side you have particulars on what particularly you are actually calculating. Another here is capacity, at what capacity you are going with it, and the output. And next one here is per unit column, and here amount column. Please understand, always write the rupees, because we are all calculating on the basis of rupees in India. In some other country, we have their own currencies, so we go with those currencies. So the first one is particulars, next is per unit, and you have amount, it is in rupees. Now the first one, according to the flexible budget, I told you about this, right? You are supposed to write like this, right? Total cost plus profit is equal to selling price. Total cost plus profit is equal to selling price. When we go with total cost plus profit is equal to selling price, understand here, there are two things: total variable cost, total fixed cost. Here we have two things. One is 100% variable cost, and here we have semi-variable cost. Here we have the same thing, semi-fixed cost and 100% fixed cost. Now, which is the first one we are supposed to take? We are supposed to take variable cost. This is the first one. Second one, what is that we should do? We should add semi-variable cost. That is the second one. So we'll go one by one here. The first one here, when we go with the particulars, we should write variable cost. Write the heading. For your understanding, I'll just tell you there are three entries which are 100% variable, but you are supposed to check even in the question whether those entries are there or not. So what are the entries? One is raw material. Which one? Raw material. It's a 100% variable. You are supposed to write this. Next, you are supposed to add, no, it's all about adding all those things. Direct labor. Again, you are supposed to write it here. Next, direct wages. Again, done. Now, if you have any semi-variable cost, you need to add, that is plus semi-variable cost. When you add semi-variable cost, what happens here is, you need to go with this. Add all those things. When you add, what is that we call? Now variable cost we have added, semi-variable we have added. What is this called as? This is called as total variable cost. Denote that as A. Now we will go with total variable cost. Denote that as A. We got this A. Easy here, students. You got the reality here. I'll explain you about the capacity and the output later. Now, after variable costs, we know that we need to add fixed costs. Now, 100% whatever is the fixed cost, you are supposed to write it here. Fixed cost. And then you are supposed to add with semi-fixed cost if you have in the problem. I'll tell you, whatever you have semi-variable cost, the same thing is transferred to semi-fixed cost. Now, you are supposed to add. Now, after adding this, what is that we got? Now, we got fixed cost 100% and semi-fixed cost. If we add, we get total fixed cost. Denote that as B. When we get this, denote as B, total fixed cost, denote that as B. Now, what is that we should do is A plus B, that is total fixed cost and total variable cost we are supposed to add. We get total cost. Now, what is total cost? Total cost is equal to A plus B. Now, you need to add profit. You need to add what? Profit. When you add profit, this is what it is. Here also you will go with it. That is the thing. When you add profit here, students, the last one, what you get? The last one here, right? We call that as selling price, or it is also called as the sales. Selling price is for per unit and sales is for the amount. So this is what the pro forma of your flexible budget looks like. So what is this capacity and output? You are supposed to understand here. Capacity in the sense, say example, there is a machine which is actually manufacturing for 100%, 1 lakh units. So understand here. What is the thing? Here 100%. There is a machine which is manufacturing. You will make 1 lakh units. You will make how much? 1 lakh units. Supposingly, if the manufacturer is not using the machine 100%, he is only using 50%. How much? 50%. Then how much he will manufacture? Now it's a cross multiply. See, the question mark will always come to the denominator. This will go to the numerator. So 50 into 1 lakh. 50 into 1 lakh divided by 100. 100 ones are 100 here. 0, 0, 100. So 50 into 100 is how much you actually got it here. That is 50,000. This is 1,000 here. So you got the combination here. What exactly it is? 50,000 units. 50,000 units. Now, if I manufacture 75%, how much it is? Again, 100 for 100%, 1 lakh. For 75%, how much? 75,000. So this is what the capacity which you are supposed to calculate. The output will be given by them. The percentage of the first column will be given by them. That is how much capacity you are supposed to calculate for the remaining 2 or 3. Is it easy, students? Now we'll go to the question now. The first question we're going to go and we're going to solve the problem. So what I want you people is keep a calculator, keep a working pad and then start with it. One by one, let's go for it. Okay. If anywhere I'm going fast, what is that you are supposed to do is you need to pause, you need to go back and check what exactly have spoken. So we can go with all these things. Now, prepare a flexible budget. What is the question? Prepare a flexible budget for the production of 80% and 100% activity on the basis of the following information. So see, understand, firstly, whenever we start analyzing a question, we need to understand the question, what is the question is all about. When we go with what exactly the question is all about, we can then understand that this is what we are supposed to do it, right? So we are supposed to prepare for 80% and 100%. Now, production at 50% capacity. Now, they have given something in the question paper called as 50% capacity. They have given you the things. Now, in the meanwhile, I'll be writing here the working note also. Please write down whenever you go with this working note. The first one they have given here is production at 50% capacity. So, for 50% capacity, how much is that they are actually using the product? That is, they are manufacturing 5,000 units. 5,000 units. And what is that they are actually asking us? We need to prepare for how much? 80%. 80% how much? And we are supposed to also calculate for 100% how much. This is the first one. Now, they have given the breakdown cost. What is the breakdown cost? Raw material at 50% capacity is 80 rupees per unit. Understand the word per unit. For 1 unit, they are paying how much? 80 rupees. Direct labor or indirect labor, you are supposed to go with 100% variable cost. Raw material is also what? 100% variable cost. Direct expenses is also 100% variable cost. Now, direct labor here is 50 rupees per unit. How much it is? 50 rupees they are paying for 1 unit. That is direct labor. And direct expenses. Again, I told you in the pro forma, direct expenses are also 100% variable. Again, they are paying how much? 15 rupees per unit. They are paying for the direct labor. Direct expenses. Next, the factory expenses, they have given 50,000 rupees, but in the bracket 50% fixed. Now, you should tell me, students, if 50%, if it is fixed, now where is that another 50%? That another 50% is variable. So, you should just write down. See, when you are going with the question only, the working note should be with you. The working note should be with you. Now, how is that you are supposed to go with this working note? I'll give you a hint here how you are supposed to go with it. When we go with working note, just need to write here. I'll just make a partition. Fixed, that is factory expenses. Factory expenses. You write like this. Okay. Here, how much is the amount? 50,000 rupees. And what is that? You need to bifurcate. Here is variable cost, here is fixed cost. In the problem, how much they have given is, they have given 50% fixed. How much is it? 50% fixed. If it is 50% fixed, how much is the variable? I told you, semi-variable and semi-fixed. If it is 50% here, it should also be how much? 50%. Because if we add 50 and 50, you get 100%. This is one of the note. Second note, the same way, administrative expenses, understand here. Now, you are supposed to find out. Now, administration expenses. Administration expenses. Again, bifurcate here. You write variable here and fix it here. Now, how much is the variable? 40%. They are telling that 40% is variable. Now if 40% variable, then 60% will be fixed. How much is the amount? 60,000. 60,000 rupees is the amount. So hope you got the working note here now. Now whenever you calculate for variable or fixed, you are supposed to switch over. Now let's go with the working note. Let's have all the things properly. So when we go with these things here, students, let me just tell you here what exactly we are supposed to do. I'll just erase this one. We'll again take our pen. Now 50%, how much we are actually manufacturing? 5,000. 80%, how much? Cross multiply. The question mark will come down. The other one will go to the numerator. That means 80 into 5,000 divided by that 50 will come here. 50 ones are 50 hundreds. So 80 into 100 is how much? That is 8,000 units. This is our first working note. So of 80% capacity, how much is the unit produced? 8,000 units. Did you understand this? Now let's calculate for now. We are supposed to calculate even for 100%, isn't it? Now when we go for 100%, what happens here is, understand, again we'll take the same kind of things. Now okay, chalo. The same calculation here also, students. If 50%, 5,000 units, for 100%, how much? Cross multiply if you do. That means it is double. So how much it is? 10,000 units. How much units? 10,000 units you will get. Sir, how did we get 10,000? Simple. 100 into 5,000 divided by 50. Because see, this is how you will actually get. How exactly you will get? I'll just show it to you here. 100 into 5,000 divided by this. Cross multiply whenever you do, the question mark is there, so it will come in the denominator. 50. So 50 ones are 50 twos are. 2 into 5,000 is your 10,000 units. Hope you got the calculation here. We are going very slow, students. I'm telling you, understand the first problem. Second, third, fourth, whenever I'll give it to you, you people can actually write it, show it, and then you can actually take a screenshot. You can take a photo and then send it to us. Vidhyaashram is always there to help you. Wherever you are, we are there to help you. So don't worry about it. So now let's go with the problem, how exactly we are supposed to solve. Now I have given you the format here. I have not filled anything, variable cost or fixed cost. Now what exactly it is? The first one is particulars. Now we are supposed to see the first one is that column first. You are supposed to go with it, capacity and output. So the first in the question itself, what is it? That is in the problem it is given, that is here 50% and they manufacture 5,000 units. They manufacture how much? 5,000 units, 50%. Now second one, we are supposed to calculate how much? 80%. And we know that 80%, how much is the capacity? We have calculated for 50%, 5,000 means for 80%, how much? It was 8,000 units. 8,000 units. And last one, they told us to calculate for 100%, and we calculated it as how much? 10,000 units. Done. So we have written the first one, students. See, one by one, if we go with it, definitely we can fill the entire column. Now in the problem, please check the problem and then go for it. Variable cost is given, right? Variable cost. What was the variable cost? Understand. Raw material, whether it is 100% variable or not, yes, it is 100% variable. Direct labor, 100% variable. Direct expenses, 100% variable. So we'll write it down. We are supposed to write it down. That means here we'll write like this: raw material. Then next one is direct labor. After direct labor, direct expenses. All are 100% variable. Let's check the thing. 80, 50, 15. How much? You have 80, then 50, and then 15. So we have written that. Done. Next one here, if you understand this. Now raw material is written, direct labor is written, and direct expenses is written. Now factory expense and administration expenses are there. We are supposed to calculate here factory and administration. Now students, understand this logic here. 50 out of 50,000 rupees, we are supposed to give 50% to the variable and 50% to the fixed. That means 50,000 ka 50% is 25,000. So how much we are supposed to give? That is, the entry is factory expenses. Factory expenses. How much we are supposed to pay? 25,000. Will we write in per unit or amount? It is the amount. It is the amount. How much is the amount? You are supposed to write is how much? 25,000 rupees. 25,000 rupees. Next, if we go with it, that is administration expenses, 60,000. See, 60,000. In that 40% you are supposed to give it to variable. Now 4 6 are 24. That means 24,000 you will give it to variable cost, and the remaining is how much? 24. So 60,000 minus 24,000 is how much? 36,000 rupees. How much you will give? 36,000 rupees you will give to the fixed. That is the entries administration expenses. Administration expenses. So here variable, how much you are supposed to give? Don't write fixed, write the variable 24,000. So 24,000 you will pay here. Easy. Hope you got this. Now please take your calci, because we are supposed to now calculate each and everything. Please, you can use any kind of a calculator where aram se you can calculate in peace. Now writing here to here, what is that we will do is we will first finish each and everything, then we will go with it, right? Now raw material is done, direct labor is done, direct expenses is done, factory expenses, administration expenses we have written. Now in the fixed cost, we don't have anything called 100% fixed cost. So we have only two semi-fixed costs. Now which are the semi-fixed costs here? Now so the semi-fixed costs is now we have written here itself. No, that is factory expenses. Factory expenses. And the same thing you are supposed to say, that is administration expenses. Two of the things. Say if you go with here, now variable cost, this is done 25,000. Here we are supposed to go with 25,000 because 50 ka half is 25,000. So you will write here how much? 25,000 rupees. Now administration is there. You have already given 24,000. The administration in the problem is how much? The problem, it says it is how much? 60,000. So 24,000 you have already given. So you are supposed to pay how much? 36,000. So here you will write 36,000 rupees. You got the equation now? Now understand how to fill the entire box. For that, students, you need to write 3 golden rules. What are those 3 golden rules? The first golden rule, let me just finish this first column, then I'll tell you what is the golden rules. Okay. Now, for 1 unit, how much we are actually spending? 80 rupees. But how much is the product which we have manufactured? That is 5,000 units. That means here, understand, take your calci and then you are supposed to switch it on. For 80 rupees, that is for 1 unit, 80 rupees. Correct? For 5,000 units, how much? Whenever you write from here to here, you need to multiply. What is that you should do? You need to multiply. 80 into 5,000 is equal to, now you got 4 lakh. How much you got? 4 lakh rupees. The same way, for 1 direct labor, 1 unit you are paying 50 rupees. Now for 5,000, again you are supposed to go with it. That is for 1 it is 50 into 5,000 is equal to, now 2,50,000. 2,50,000. Next one, 15. For 1 you are paying 15. For 5,000 how much? Now again 15 into 5,000 is equal to 75,000. 75,000 rupees. Now understand how to write from here to here. For 5,000 units you paid 25,000. So for 1 how much? Whenever from here to here you write, you should divide. Divide by 5,000. That is 25,000 divided by 5,000. See, I know the calculation, but I want you people to go with a slow and steady win the race concept. You are supposed to again check 25,000 you are supposed to write divided by 5,000. You get 5 rupees. How much? It is 5 rupees. Done. Next one here, 24,000 is there. Now you are supposed to go 24,000 divided by 5,000 is equal to how much? 4.8. You get how much? 4.8. Students, 4.8 in the sense it is 4 rupees 80 paisa. 4 rupees 80 paisa. Please write paisas. 4 rupees 80 paisa. You got it. So from here to here, if you want to write, multiply with the units. If you want from here to here, divide by the units. Simple. Are you getting the logic here, students? Now we'll go with the next one. The same way we'll calculate like this. 25,000 is that 25 divided by 5,000. We already know that is 5 rupees. Now 36,000 is there. Take your calci. Don't be in a hurry. 36,000 divided by again 5,000 is equal to, you got 7.2. That means 7 rupees 20 paisa. 7 rupees 20 paisa. Now please don't neglect that point. Don't add more number. This is how you are supposed to go with. Now we'll calculate each and everything. Now go with the baby steps, like slow and steady win the race. Now here the calci you have first 80 plus 50 plus 15 plus, now you have 5 rupees plus even that 4 rupees 80 paisa, 4.8 is equal to, now you got 154.80 paisa. Please write it down here, 154.80. Now if you multiply 154.80 into 5,000, you will get it. But what is that I am telling you is, calculate that as plus addition you are supposed to do. When you go with the addition, what happens here is, so you have 4 lakh rupees plus you go with 2,50,000 plus again 75,000 you have plus 25,000 you have, add it, then 24,000 you are supposed to go. Now you got how much? 70, that is 7,74,000 rupees. You got this? Done. Supposingly, if you from here to here, if you go with it, 77,4,000, right, divided by 5,000, you got 154.80. If you go with this or you go with this, you will get the same answer. See, that is the beauty of accountancy. If you go with proper calculation, proper kind of a thing, you will get the same answers. In the sense, if you multiply for 1 unit, it is 154.80. For 5,000, how much? If you multiply, you get this. For 5,000 units, you are paying 77,400. That means if you go for 1, it is 154.80. The same way here also you are supposed to see 5 plus 7 is 12.20. I can write it, but I don't want you people to go with it. Again, don't worry, I'm telling you 5 rupees plus 7.2 is equal to 12.20, right now. 12.20. If you add this, here if you add or you multiply, you are supposed to get the same answer. Now 25,000 is there. 25,000 plus 36,000 is equal to how much? 61,000 rupees. You got it. Now 61,000 divided by 5,000, if you do it, how much you will get? 12.20. Same. Now it is done. Next is what? The last one here is, now we got this has total variable cost, denote that has A, and total fixed cost, denote that has B. Now we need to have something called total cost, that is A plus B. Now we need to add 154.80 plus 12.20, 154.8 and 12. We got 167 rupees. If you multiply 167 into 5,000, that is, or you do this, okay, no issues. 7,74,000 is there, no? 7,74,000. 7,74,000 plus 61,000 is equal to, now you got how much? 88,35,000. Now if you divide it, students, by say 5,000, how much you'll get? 167. So whatever you have done is correct. Hope you got this. Now just take your watch and you can on the stopwatch how fast we're gonna finish the entire process. The entire process will be done very fast, students. The thing is, you are supposed to be very quick. Write the 3 golden rules. What are the 3 golden rules? The rules are very simple. The first rule I'll tell you and then I'll start writing it. Okay. Variable cost per unit will never change. What is the golden rule? The first is variable cost per unit will never change, but total variable cost changes. The total variable cost change, but variable cost per unit will never change. So what is this variable cost per unit? This is the variable cost per unit. So again, you are supposed to write here 80, 50, 15, then you have 5, then you are supposed to write 4.80, and what is it? 154.80. Here also you are supposed to write the same, that is 80, 50, 15, 05, then 4.80. What is that calculation? 154.80. Why did I write this? Because the first rule says what? Variable cost per unit will never change, but total variable cost change. What is the total variable cost? All these will change. Now how to write this? From here to here, if you need to write, what is that I told you? Multiply. That is 80 for 1 unit. For 8,000, how much? 80 for 1 unit. For 10,000, how much? You are supposed to write it. Did you understand this combination now? Now, the second rule, please write it down. The second rule is very simple. The second rule says that total fixed cost will never change. Total fixed cost will never change, but fixed cost per unit will change. Fixed cost per unit will change. Now, why is that so? Understand. Total fixed cost will not change, but fixed cost per unit will change. The minute I get this information, see what is the total fixed cost? This is the total fixed cost. This is fixed cost per unit. This will change, but not this one. When these two will not change, that is 1, 2 and 3 will not change, what is that I should do? I should just write the same. That is here 25,000. Here I should write 36,000. What is our total? 61,000. Here also same 25,000 and then 36,000. And what is that I should write here? That is 61,000. Now I told you here, students, from here to here, if you are willing to write, what is that you should do? You should go for division. What is that you should go? Division. For 8,000 you paid 25,000. For this, how much? Hope you are getting the concept here, students. This is what you are supposed to do. Now you are supposed to calculate. Let's go one by one. Let's not be in a hurry. Let's calculate each and everything. Let's write the same. Now 80 is that 80 into 8,000 is equal to 6,40,000. 6,40,000 is what you have written. Done. Now 50 is that into 8,000 is equal to 4 lakh. Now again, next one, 15 into, meanwhile you are supposed to calculate here, students, 15 into 8,000 is equal to 1,20,000. Next, 5 8 is 40, so how much it is? 40,000. Now we got 4.8 into 8,000. We got 38,400. Calculate this and write it here. Next, the same way here, 25,000 for 8,000 units. So what is that you should divide? 25,000 divided by 8,000. That is 25,000 divided by 8,000 is equal to, now you got 3.125. Now understand this here, students. After point, you are supposed to go with only 2 digits, right? That is 3 rupees 12 paisa. 3 rupees 12 paisa. Enough. 3 rupees 12 paisa. You just write like this. Next, you have 36,000 is that divided by 8,000 is equal to 4.50. So you write 4.50. 4 rupees 50 paisa. Now do the same thing here. When you go for it, you will get, say, here 2.5 and here you get 3.60 because you are dividing by 10,000. The same way, if you go with it, here you get 8 lakhs. Here you get 5 lakh. Here you get 1,50,000. Then 5 into, you will get 50,000. And here you get 48,000. You calculate. Hope you are getting the concept here. It's a very simple trick which I have just used it only for you people to learn. And what is that I want you people is, you need to give me in the comment box what exactly here we get, what is that we get here, what is that we get here, and what exactly we get here and here. So wherever I have not filled, you are supposed to calculate and you are supposed to write it in the comment. What exactly you are supposed to say is, if you really like it, please like us, share and subscribe to the Vidhyaashram channel. Any doubt you have regarding flexible budget, and lastly here students, the total cost you are supposed to go with these all the things. The total cost you are supposed to calculate. Let me just calculate only for you a few of the things. Total cost you just give me in the comment box. Okay, now let's do it very fast. 64 in the sense 64, 40, 12, 40, then 38 exactly you have. So write down 6,40,000 plus 4 lakh, then you have plus 1,20,000, then plus 40,000 you get, again plus 38,400. So you got 12 lakh 38,400 here. Now if just to verify, I'll tell you, divided by 8,000, how much you get? 154.80. Correct. Whatever you have done is correct here. Now the same way, 15480, if you go with it, you get 15,48,000 is what you will get here. Then if you calculate this 3.12 plus 4.5, how much you got? Here you get 7 rupees 62 paisa. If you go with this 2.5 plus 3.6, how much you'll get? It is 6.10, that is 6 rupees 10 paisa. Now what is that you should do is, you need to calculate for 80% how much is the total cost per unit as well as the amount. Then again for 100% per unit as well as the amount. If you calculate and send it to the group, it will be very happy. I'll definitely feel happy. I'll feel that whatever I have done is also worthwhile. Thank you so much. And any doubt regarding this, please do call us. We're always there to help you. I'll see you when I see you.